I heard one of my favorite kinds of cases this morning. A recent Pew Research study showed that dividing up household chores was even more important to couples than how much money they earned. Pulling your weight on the home front was a big issue for the couple who came to see me today.
Divorce court is now in session.
Today I'm here with Samique Carson and Morris Reed. The two of you are engaged, considering marriage, but you have difficulty, so you've come here to get my opinion so I could do one of my favorite things, which is a before your vows, so hopefully we can avoid trouble as opposed to digging you out of trouble. You've given me your marriage license, which you've given me permission to tear up should I find that this union is ill-advised. You also have given me compatibility tests, which I have read, and woohoo! We'll need to talk about that momentarily, but before we do, I'm going to start Ms. Carson. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship, why you want to get married, but why you're concerned?
I want to get married because this is the person I love. He makes me smile, makes me happy. My concerns is just that he doesn't take me or the things that I'm saying to him seriously, nor does he sometimes seem to not care.
When you say he doesn't take things seriously, what kind of things are you referring to?
When I'm going at work, make sure you get the baby up, get the clothes done, sort things out so that...
So you have a baby together?
Yes.
Okay, and the baby's about 1?
Yes.
Okay, and so you tell him what he needs to do with the baby
work.
While you're at work, and what happens?
It doesn't get done at all. Nothing even of what I've asked gets done. It's just, you didn't say it at all, so I didn't do it.
Mr. Reed, how would you like to respond to that allegation?
Well, Your Honor, she lying. I always get my baby dressed all the time. Cause we'll never stay in the house. You always gone. We go in the parks. We go to the zoo, aquariums, stuff like that. Or either I take him to my mom's house. We ain't never in the house. So he always dressed, fed well. We always going out doing stuff all the time. She just lying.
She's just straight out lying.
Just lying.
You do everything all the time.
Oh, I'm doing everything, searching for my baby.
Because here's the thing, Mr. Reed. This is what I want to say. Women always want to get married. We do. And she's hesitating about marrying you. So something must be up. So if you were Superman daddy like that, you know what I mean? Odds are she wouldn't be complaining about anything. So, you know, keep that in mind when you start denying allegations, that it has to come across as credible, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Give me another concern that you have with respect to Mr. Reed.
As far as him being a 50-50.
He's not pulling his weight, basically, is what you're saying.
It's not more so he's not pulling his weight, but he's not pulling it enough to where it's all bearing, most of it's bearing down on me.
Well, you're the only one working, correct?
Right, as of right now, correct.
As of right now. How long have you been the only one working?
Since about July.
Okay. So he hasn't been out of work that long. But
his work he was obtaining wasn't comparing to the work I'm doing.
Mr. Reed, why don't you tell me, what are you doing as far as bringing money into the home?
Well, as of right now, I don't have no job because a certain job, if I don't like the job, I don't want to work the job. I ain't gonna be a happy person at my job. Well, as of now, I'm going to school in the daytime. I'm focused on my career right now. I'm trying to either do construction, get my CDL license. I got a career plan, but she wanted me to rush into a job that I don't want to work like that.
Is he going to school?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good thing. But let me say this to you, Mr. Reed. Whether or not you like your job, your baby needs to eat. So sometimes you got to do some things you don't want to do in order to handle the life that you created. So to the extent that you need to assist economically, you shouldn't make not liking the job.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your priority. It's liking keeping your family safe. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Reed, why don't you tell me why you are considering marriage but are not quite sure that Ms. Carson is the one?
Well, she's the one that just, when we first started talking, I didn't really know her like that. After we had our child and I noticed how she was kind of like nagging me and stuff like that.
How long into the relationship were you when she got pregnant?
I think 2 to 3 months.
Birth control, people. You know what I mean? In 30 to 60 days or 60 to 90 days, there's no way to know a person well enough to determine whether or not they're a person that you want to share the rest of your life with, whether or not you're married, because if you're sharing a kid, you're sharing the rest of your life with them in some way, shape, or form. If you have birth control, you won't be forced into a decision as to whether or not to marry somebody. Ain't quite got it together, you know, because you don't have a kid. It's just birth control, okay? I've said it, Mr. Reed. She got pregnant, you stuck around, you started noticing things you didn't like. What are some of the things you didn't like?
Well, actually, after she got pregnant, I had my ex-girlfriend. Actually, I had an ex-girlfriend too. Actually, I was still around. I had told Samique.
So she wasn't really an ex.
Yeah.
Since you had another woman that you were seeing.
Yeah, but it was before
But she
her,
was
though.
pregnant.
Yeah. So I told Samique I wanted to, while she pregnant right now, I just told her I want to have fun before she had a baby.
You mean to tell me you got a woman pregnant, and because she was pregnant, you left her to have fun so she can endure the pregnancy alone while you're having a good time? Is this what you're telling me?
Yes, Your Honor.
And potentially getting other people pregnant in the midst of me being pregnant.
Ms. Carson, that is such a drop-kickable moment. I mean, pregnant or no, this person you can't count on. You didn't know him well enough, and that's bad enough as it is. He left you because he didn't want to be inconvenienced by your state of being that he produced.
He complained, he said, oh, you mean, and I'm trying to control him. And I'm not trying to control him, but if you in my life, what benefits you, benefit me. If you got a job and I got a job, ain't nothing to complain about. If I'm gonna complain when here it's time for to pay the bills and you only got 25% and you looking at me for the other 75, that's a problem to me.
Do you have any other children out there?
Oh, well, I was supposed to get a DNA with my ex-girlfriend, but she was scared to do the DNA, so I really don't know. I've been claiming the child, though. I've been doing stuff for the child, like buying diapers and stuff like that, but...
You just might have one, or are there other suspected? There's some possibles out there?
There could be one possible. There's one possible.
One you kind of think, and one that maybe, I don't know.
Other people say it's more than just one possible, because since we had our little dispute, it's this girl pregnant, or this girl pregnant. I'm sorry.
Are there a number of women running around claiming that you impregnated them?
Yeah, it was like 5 girls.
Now, my understanding is you lost your job because you went to jail because you had too many parking tickets. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
I've always been right there with him.
A guy goes to jail for parking tickets? Huh? Is this dude reliable? I think not. Divorce isn't easy. If you need help with your breakup, call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Mr. Reed, what is your primary concern about Ms. Carson? We already know what her concerns are about you. Let me ask you this, a whole different question. Out of all the possible baby mamas you got out there, why did you pick this particular one to possibly settle down with?
Well, I picked her because ever since I knew her, she was always a good woman to me. Even the first 30 days, she was a good woman to me, cooking for me. Like,
she was cooking for you?
Yeah, she was always there for me in the beginning, always.
Now,
always
in 30 days, how much could she really have done for you?
Well, enough time for me to be happy for the first 30 days.
A lot.
What did you do for him in those 30 days?
There. When we first met, he was working and I wasn't. So I would always have him something to eat when he came home. It was always comfortable. You know, it wasn't, he didn't have.
You made a nice home for him.
I made him feel comfortable, you know, a home. I made his house a home. I tried to be as womanly as possible to him so he could be as manly as possible to me.
Did everything change when he lost his job? Was that the turning point?
That's where all the problems began.
Okay. Now, my understanding is you lost your job because you went to jail because you had too many parking tickets. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor. I had parking tickets since I was like 16. I never had a license or a driver's license or a permit.
You know, life is so much easier when you take care of your business first. Do you know what I mean? It's not that hard to get a driver's license. It's not that hard to put a quarter in the meter or park in the right parking spot, or have to park a couple of blocks away so you don't get a ticket. Life is so much easier when you do the little things right. I mean, you got swept into jail on the back of parking tickets.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I've always been right there with him.
But that should tell you something. A guy goes to jail for parking tickets? Is this dude reliable? I think not. Do you know what I'm saying? But you were already pregnant, right? When he went to jail for the parking tickets?
Oh, no, this was just recently he went to jail for the parking tickets.
And the hits just keep on coming.
Better and better.
I'm going to take this opportunity, Mr. Reed, for you to give me a sales job on why Ms. Carson is the woman for you. You got to tell me why you love her and why marriage is something that you might want to pursue with her and why you might act like a different guy if you married her.
If I was married, I wouldn't be talking to a whole bunch of girls, but she's a good girl to me sometimes. She's nagging, being mad at me all the time, but if we got things together without her being mad and nagging and stuff like that, I'll actually be closer to her. We're not that close right now just because of the stuff like that.
Other than the fact that she makes good meals and she makes you comfortable,
Yeah.
What do you like about her?
I like everything about her. Her smell, her smile. I just love everything about her.
Her smell and her smile. I mean, not exactly, but it's okay. I mean, it's better than she cooks and she cleans. Ms. Carson, why don't you give me a 90-second sales job why Morris Reed is the man for you?
Because that's my friend. And when I'm away from him, I get real sad because I know I should be with him so I could be happy. And it's like his smile, his smell, and his... Okay.
Y'all around sniffing at each other a lot. I don't know what's up with that. I mean,
we cuddle a lot, and we just, he opened up to me. And I know him in his past and the things that hurt him and the things he's been through so now that he might be the reason he's blocking me out or he considers I'm nagging him because I want you to do this. But I understand that that's where you're coming from, but I love you for that.
Okay. I got you. That was heartfelt and wonderful.
I want like a house clean instead of a couch turned upside down. Upside down.
How did he do that?
He picked it up and turned it upside down.
For what reason?
I was looking for something.
If you would like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. I read you guys' compatibility test to see what you were thinking about. You said some things that I thought were a little odd, and I had to read them a couple of times. You said, first of all, you should be head of the household, which most guys say. Actually, most women say that, too. Mm-hmm. And then you say, I asked, do you think women are more emotional than men? You said yes. And I said, if so, should that be taken into account when deciding what to do in the marriage? You said, but the women should make all the decisions in the marriage. I thought that was odd.
Yeah.
You wanted to be the head of the house, but the woman should make the decision. Can you explain that dichotomy to me?
Well, a marriage, I wouldn't know how to plan no marriage at all. I told her I didn't even want no big marriage. I just wanted to go to City Hall, get married.
Well, now let's define terms, okay?
That's the
marriage is the state of being. Mm-hmm. Once, you're talking about a wedding. So when you said you thought she should make the decision about the marriage, mm-hmm. you thought she should make all the wedding plans.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you thought?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. But now I'm not confused anymore.
You got it right, actually.
So anyway, I asked you to list 5 things you didn't like about your intended. You want to know what he said? He said, I don't like how my intended don't cook enough.
But he said I cook him good meals.
Acting like my mom.
In the beginning.
Always making me mad for no reason. Hanging out with the friends I don't like. And I don't like how she doesn't always clean. So what he's telling you is this. I'm looking for that woman that showed up those first 30 days. I'm looking for that chick who was June Cleavering, Claire Huxtableing around, cleaning and cooking and making sure he was comfortable.
Yes.
That's what I want. Is that what you want?
I could give him that, just like I gave it to him before. But guess what? I gotta go to work. So when I go work an 8-hour shift or I go work a 16-hour shift, when I come home, I I would like a meal cooked, and I would like a house clean instead of a couch turned upside down. Upside down.
How did he do that?
He picked it up and turned it upside down.
For what reason?
I was looking for something. It took 2 seconds to put it back. I actually have some pictures.
Of what? The couch upside down?
This is the drawers that he dug it. He went and dug in the drawers, whatever he was looking for, and just didn't put everything back. I hadn't been home in like 2 days. And when I came home, this is what I came home to. It's another one, clean. It was beautiful. Cereal
now,
boxes.
Mr. Reed, she's off at work, you're home with the child. Why does the house look like that?
Well, the house look like that because we be cleaning, we be cooking. I be cooking a lot for my baby, so we be eating.
You clean up after him.
After that moment.
He's one. Don't tell me.
He did that?
That was for you.
And most of them dishes that's up there, she was the one cooking, and she ain't pull up her pot to.
Wait a minute. She's working. Hang on. She's working, she's cooking, and you can't clean up after her?
Well, I clean up, but not that much because my son be tearing up the whole house. I'm tired of cleaning up all the time.
Hey, listen, I've had kids. Don't even tell me that. That's nonsense. Do you see what I see? What do you see?
What I see is it's all you do it. You do it.
A selfish little boy. In divorce court, people tell me the most intimate details of their lives. Join the conversation and share your experience on our Twitter page at Divorce Court and on our Facebook page. See how fans deal with their own relationships. The discussion can get heated. Don't miss it. He is who he is, and he's not going to become what you want because he has no motivation to do so. He is a selfish little boy who wants a mother in the home. He wants to have someone to have sex with. He wants someone to cook and clean for him. He wants someone to make sure that the bills are paid. He's going to goof around with that baby he made with you. And every once in a while, when he finds you unpleasant, unattractive, or uninteresting for more than 10 minutes, he's going to go outside and knock up some other woman and have another baby to feed. He's going to have a lot of child support to pay. This man didn't get a driver's license. He's got parking tickets. He has nothing to offer you except deeper and deeper into deprivation. Any old piece of man ain't better than no man at all. It's just not true. And I know you want somebody and you want the father of your child to be there, and I know that you want to be loved and cared for, but he has nothing to offer you and is not even trying to pretend like he does have something to offer you. And if he ever did have anything to offer you, which he never will because he has too many children, too little get up and go about him, and an idea and a sense of what it is to be a man that is not at all related to work and effort and responsibility. But he's never going to have anything. But once he has something, he's going to use it on himself because that's who he is. And you can't pretend he's somebody other than who he is. I'm so sorry you got pregnant by him so soon. I am so sorry that you end up creating a life with a man who has absolutely no capacity in caring for you or that life. But that's exactly what you did. I'm going to leave here. I'm not going to give you a marriage license. I don't think he'd marry you anyway. And even if he does, I wouldn't ask you to do that. I know you're going to stay with him. I really do. I get that part. But what I'm going to do is beg you not to have another baby with him because you're already down the rabbit hole. And if you have another baby with him, it's not going to make him stay. It's not going to make him better. And it's going to make more of a burden on you. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Start thinking. I hope every woman that you got pregnant files child support on you. You are killing a community with your laziness, with your attitude, with your selfishness. We cannot afford it. It is not helpful, and it makes you look tired and sad and pitiful and wrong, and you're destroying everything you touch, and you don't have that right. Please run. Yeah, I know you won't, but at least don't have another baby. This matter is adjourned. Ladies and gentlemen, when picking a mate, you can't just go by how he or she makes you feel for 30 days. You have to go with the signs. You have to look at what they do. Parking tickets, no job, kids all around. All of those things suggest that you should move on.